Sandy.
Chucky.
We are back again, and we have someone very special with us this week.
We do.
All the way from England, the one and only Sara Weaver.
Yeah.
Most of you will know Sara as a wildlife expert.
Well, who is she?
Debatable.
First of all.
Well, she's my sister.
Yeah.
So if there's any claims of nepotism here, because I know from our tens of followers that lots of people want to be a guest on this show. And yes, being related to me did get her up the
Ladder.
queue.
The queue.
But also, you two have something in common, and that's kind of led us to our subject for today, is that you both love feeding wild animals. We came up with the idea of what's actually, see, me being an expat Brit living here in California, you know, and when you're away from home, you do kind of miss other things. And came up with the question is what's actually best, California wildlife or British or English wildlife?
Oh, it's debatable, isn't it?
Well, that's why we're having a podcast, because that's what people do in these podcasts. They sit there and debate things.
And whose wildlife is prettier? Because, you know, those possums.
Oh, I think they're so cute.
Ugly.
They're so misunderstood.
Well, what
Poor
about
little babies?
You've seen the possums with the little babies all on the back walking along?
Yeah, but they're scary.
Yeah, but once you interact with one, your heart will melt.
How do you interact with the possum?
You put a spoon up to it with some food.
What kind of food?
Like cat food or baby food.
So they're not fussy then?
They're not. One just grabbed an avocado out of my hand. Well, not out of my hand, but close to me. Just looked at me and ran off with the avocado.
So you're not worried that they might bite you?
No, I actually had a possum on my shoulder once. My friend had a pet possum.
On purpose, then? It didn't jump on you?
No. They have the most teeth out of any other mammal. Did you know that?
Are they mammals?
Yes, they're mammals.
Well, they give birth to live young.
Yeah, that's true. But aren't they some kind of...
don't ants give birth to live young?
No, ants lay eggs.
Well, that's giving birth.
Ants, they lay eggs. They're insects.
I know, but
But then they come to life.
They're beings too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this actually reminds me of a slight tangent here, but last night the three of us were at the
Awareness Film Festival, the 16th annual Awareness Film Festival in Santa Monica.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and we saw Wolf's message.
Yeah.
And that sparked off a conversation about souls.
Life after death. So we saw Suzanne Giesman is a evidential medium. She's one of the most sought out after spiritual teachers right now on life after death and consciousness. And so this documentary is called Wolf's Message, and it's her communication with a young man named Wolf on the other side.
Okay, and that sparked off a conversation between Sara and me driving home from it and you this morning about souls and how souls exist or manifest, what they even really do. And we were basically talking about animal souls.
Yeah.
You know, so
Animals
the question
have
is...
souls.
Yeah.
Ants have souls.
At what point?
Well, why wouldn't they? Trees have souls.
Yeah.
Nature has a soul.
Well, animals grieve, don't they?
They grieve, yeah.
So would that be an indication of having a soul?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'll be honest, I've not thought about it.
No.
I'd have to Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him to ask Siri. What was the question? I said, ask Siri, Google it. Like, about consciousness and souls.
Well, the funny thing is, I typed in, do animals, and I was going to write, have souls. And what came up on Google was, do animals go to heaven?
If it's a living, breathing creature, you would assume it would have a soul. Because don't people sometimes say, oh, when I come back in my next life, I'm going to come back as a cat or a dog or a bird or...
Yeah.
Well,
and then you have your spirit animal, don't you?
Yeah. What's your spirit animal?
I don't know. It's not shown itself to me yet.
Have you asked?
No.
Well, you got to ask.
Oh, it might be a possum.
Maybe that's
Could
a
be.
good thing.
Do you get a choice of spirit animals?
No.
Or is there just a limited select few?
I think they pick you, don't they?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. You would know this kind of thing. You're looking at me as if I know. I mean, I could certainly waffle on
I'm
and go on.
looking at you wondering what your spirit animal is.
If you had to take a guess,
Like,
a human?
no.
No.
Well, I breathe, I eat, I sleep, I do all those things. Anyway, as you can see, this is a very well structured and organized podcast that we're having today. So a reason I came up with this idea, or we came up with it, was a few months ago I was talking to our mother, and she was talking about you feeding the foxes.
Aww, and that made me so happy.
Yeah.
How is the little fox?
So in the village I live in, Uphill, there's a Facebook group, Uphill Village Society, and people talk about, oh, I put this out for the fox, and then other people are like, oh yeah, it came to my garden. And so I don't know if it's actually one fox or several foxes, but we live opposite a nature reserve, so I assume it comes from there. And I basically just put out any scraps of food I've got, and I do it in the evening because we've got a lot of seagulls and crows, and if you put it down in the day, it would be gone.
It would be gone.
So put it down for the foxes because they always look like they're starving and really skinny. And
How many come?
I've only ever seen one.
Okay.
Do you put water out?
So no.
I think you should start doing that.
But you also...
Give it a try.
So your cats sleep, or your cat, sadly now, only one of them, sleeps outside occasionally as well.
Yes.
And when you sometimes go away, the cat will stay outside and it will be fed outside. Yeah. So does this... do the foxes eat the cat's food then at that point? How does that work?
So I think it's just a free-for-all for all the animals in the area. The birds will come, other cats will come, fox probably comes. My cat.
And the main thing is the cat's still kind of alive.
Yeah,
and looking
when
half
I get
healthy
home.
when you get home. Yeah, yeah. So here we have coyotes, which...
A lot.
Similar.
Which are now...
We have a lot of coyotes.
Well, they're now encroaching on the suburbs a lot more. So in England, I heard this years ago, that there's more foxes in the cities and towns than there are in the country.
Yeah, you see foxes in all the towns wandering around.
Because they're looking for food.
Because they're exactly...
Going through dustbins. But now, here in Venice, where now you're worried about putting the cat out in our back garden.
Well, actually, someone saw a fox in the canal.
Yeah.
A fox?
A fox, yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the canal on that side of Washington, though, not our side.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, a fox?
A fox.
Okay.
A couple of foxes, which is bizarre. But we are near, a wetland, so that makes sense. I want to see a fox.
I know you do.
And someone saw a fox on the beach.
Yeah.
In Marina del Rey. We have a lot of coyotes. And I think we got even more coyotes after the fire. So
what kind of fox was it? Because you can get different coloured
foxes.
It was red.
Oh,
okay.
What kind of fox is yours?
You can get red, but you can get black foxes, can't you? I just wasn't sure because they've obviously been on a different continent.
Well, one thing interesting here is...
I don't know.
I remember in England growing up as a child, and every time you saw a squirrel, it was always a classic red squirrel. But then these days in England, you only ever see, I only ever see sort of grey squirrels. And then I remember coming here and it's like, oh, there's red squirrels here. A lot more than in England, which is kind of interesting.
You mean orange?
Well, yeah, orange.
So they've not been wiped out by the grey squirrel then.
Oh, has that got the...
Over here.
Yeah. Because that's what's happened in England.
Yeah.
Then? Okay. It's got the bigger...
There's a majority of grey squirrels now.
Ah, okay.
So what else have you ever come close to the fox or no, because it's nighttime?
No, I just out the window.
Okay.
And if I went outside, it would run away anyway.
Run away. Okay, so you can see it outside the window.
There's that woman on Instagram, isn't there, who feeds those foxes. They come up to her door. Have you seen that channel? And they seem quite... well, I think like any animal, it can be sort of tamed.
Yeah.
Can't it? So...
Tamed with food.
Yeah. So we don't have hummingbirds in England.
You don't?
No. It'd be too cold.
Oh,
They're tiny, aren't they?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So is it amazing for you to see
Mm.
hummingbirds when you come here?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like big butterflies, aren't
Yeah. You know, we have 2 in the back.
they? They're all over the place,
Yeah.
aren't they?
But these 2 come at a certain time and they like to play and they like to chase each other like
Okay.
around, and Pickles watches and
Waiting.
waiting.
Well, again, doesn't the hummingbird have some kind of spiritual
Yeah,
connotation?
it does.
Basically, what's it meant to represent, or do you know?
I think it's supposed to represent renewal and rebirth and connection with the other side. I mean, I always just Google spirit animal and then it'll give you the, the meaning. When you see an animal or a bird and you're being mindful, I always think it's a sign.
It's a bit like a robin in England, then, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that
They
right?
always, yeah, they supposed to represent a loved one being near. If there's a robin that comes to you in the garden, but actually, I think it's just because robins, they're quite territorial,
Okay.
and also they want food, so they think, oh, if you're in the garden and you're doing some gardening, you'll be digging up some worms or something.
Oh.
But people have just made that
Wow.
connection. Oh, it's a robin, loved
Yeah.
one's near.
Oh, that's
Well-
interesting. Do you remember the duck?
Oh my gosh. That was such a great
So
symbol.
you remember Christina,
Yes.
and she passed away, about 3-4 years ago now. Time flies. The night she passed away, I actually got a phone call from a friend of hers who was telling me the news because they had just found out, but it was about 4-5 o'clock in the morning here. And I didn't answer the call. I was just like half asleep. I was like, and then the phone went again. And this time I still didn't answer it, but I sort of got out of bed and I heard this knocking on the back window. And I was like, what's going on there? What's happening here? And I looked out the window, pulled the curtain back, and it's like a glass screen door. And there was a duck at the bottom of the window banging its beak on the glass door. And we've never, ever seen a duck in that back. And it just looked at me and then it flew off. And I was just like, okay, bizarre, whatever. Anyway, I found out very soon after that Christina, rest in peace, had actually passed away. She committed suicide. So she was obviously dealing with stuff.
So she came to visit you before she
Well,
left.
I looked up ducks and sort of loss or spirituality or whatever search I did, and it was talking about a duck looking at you and flying away as a sign of freedom being released to the next
Oh, wow.
That really makes
sphere
sense.
or something. And that was just really, I mean, I'm getting like goosebumps
Yeah.
talking about it now because that was, wow.
I mean, that's
was-
amazing. There
Yeah.
has never, ever been a duck back there,
No.
let alone, like, it was almost as though Christina, it was almost as though Christina was like getting your attention
Mm,
and saying, I'm okay.
mm,
Like, I'm free now. I'm going to go,
yeah.
but I'm around.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing. There's something about it was actually comforting about it. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not at first, but on reflection, you think, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There's
Yeah.
something about that. I think that, and Suzanne, the medium, Suzanne Giesman, she talks a lot about how our loved ones on the other side can manipulate animals or get their permission to maybe like embody their body. I don't know, when certain birds or
Mm,
butterflies that come so close to you, or just there's so much that we don't know.
mm,
So,
mm,
but
Yeah.
animals, I can't imagine a world without animals.
no,
So it's that's great.
it's all right. I'm just being
Sorry
very
about
reflective.
duck.
Yeah, I'm just being quite reflective there. But it's interesting stuff. Hedgehogs. You don't have
I
hedgehogs
was
in
looking
North
for one this
America.
morning.
Do you not get them here?
They're not here. So where
Gopher.
were you looking for one? Okay, a gopher is not a hedgehog.
You were looking for a hedgehog.
Well, where I got coffee, there was a couple months ago, there was a couple people and they were looking down at this hole near the marina. And I was like, what's going on? And there was a little thing that came out. It was a gopher.
Okay, but that's not a hedgehog.
All right. Well, I think they're the same thing.
No.
Oh.
They're completely...
What's the difference?
Well, a hedgehog's like a little prickly
ball.
Oh,
rolls
It
up
rolls
into-
itself up into a ball.
that is so cute.
Yeah,
Do
Bella
we not
used to
have
love
them?
hedgehogs.
yeah.
Your grandmother?
Dog.
Oh.
Remember Bella? It used to roll up and she used to...
bring them in the house.
Yeah, and they'd be rolled up in balls and she'd be sort of kicking them around, you know.
Would they live?
Yeah, we'd rescue them.
Oh, hedgehog.
But they tend to live under hedgerows.
I actually have another story.
So cute.
I don't want to hog the limelight here or bore people, but there's this story from the Beijing Olympic Games, which I think was in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And I think round about that time, the Beijing Zoo, which I think is quite a famous zoo, had just been refurbished or upgraded or something, probably to tie in with the Olympics. And I'm reading something online, The Guardian or something, one of the newspapers. And this reporter's over there in Beijing and he thought, oh, I'll go to Beijing Zoo and just check out the animals or whatever. So he goes there and he sees this, what's it called?
Panda bear?
No, probably. No, this section or what's it called? Cage or not a cage or whatever.
Kennel, like...
Wherever they put animals.
Right. Okay.
With Bengali tiger written
Okay.
above. And he's like, oh, God, this would be amazing. Go and see this tiger.
Okay.
But there's...
An enclosure.
Enclosure, that's it. And there's nobody looking at it. It's just completely empty. And he's at like a distance, but he can see this sort of enclosure in the distance. But right next to it, there's people sort of 4 or 5 deep looking at this other enclosure. And he's like, what the hell's in this other enclosure? That's so fascinating that nobody's looking at this magnificent tiger in this enclosure. Anyway, he goes up to this enclosure, squeezes through all these people, looks, and it just says, British hedgehog. And there's all these people looking at a hedgehog, and he's just like, oh, okay, I guess that's
really cute.
I guess that's quite exotic here. So
that reminds me actually of when we went to San Diego Zoo a few years ago. And do you get magpies over here?
No, well,
we do in Canada.
I think you do, but not in California.
Well, we were looking at all the cages with birds in, and there was a magpie in one of the cages. And
okay.
I was like, well, why have you got a magpie in the cage?
Yeah, you know what? That you ring a bell because I recall being there recently and seeing a magpie and thinking, oh yeah, you don't really get them here, you know, or
And
certainly not
they're
in California.
Everywhere in England.
So it
everywhere.
would be like seeing a pigeon in the zoo.
Yeah.
Like, why are you? Why are you there?
Okay, yeah.
It was just really random, and it was one magpie, and I thought, well, one, is it got in there by mistake?
Yeah.
In which case they need to let it out. And 2, if it is in there on purpose, why haven't they put another one in there with it so it can have a mate?
Well,
Mean.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing I don't like about San Diego Zoo, and I do actually like San Diego Zoo. I'm not an anti-zoo person because obviously they're good for the welfare of animals and things. But when we went there and they had
that's questionable.
Well, when we went there and they had a condor in there, and I'm thinking, and there was an eagle in there. I'm thinking, no, these things need to be up above mountains, basically.
But when we went to the safari one and they had that dog on the island with that bird or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Can you remember?
I think that was probably a member of staff's dog or something.
Yeah, but it was on the island, and it's kind of like, well, you're sticking this dog on an island all day. People going right. Can you remember that dog?
Yeah, I do. It looked, the dog did look like it was having a good time, though, didn't it?
But wasn't that dog there for the cheetah?
Yeah. What animal was it? Is that what
cheetah.
It was?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, wasn't it?
It was its friend. Because cheetahs can't be around other animals for some reason, but they can be around dogs for companionship.
Yeah. That's interesting. So what have we decided? Do we prefer English.
Well, we haven't really talked
I
about
know,
it.
but I'm just kind of returning back to that point to keep us focused.
Keep going off on tangents.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
so
Because in particular, I think what we're talking about here is more like not domesticated, but suburban wildlife.
skunks.
Yeah, so in England you have badgers. Here you have sort of skunks
Do you
and
have skunks?
raccoons.
No,
Oh,
No.
really?
no.
Skunks
Thank
are
goodness.
cute.
And we
Well-
don't have raccoons either.
You don't have raccoon?
No,
No,
Really?
really,
Wow,
really.
they're
Just
cute
badgers.
too.
Just badgers.
They're cute. Badger looks like a raccoon, right?
No, it's-
they look
No, not
kind of
really.
like baby bear
Oh,
cubs.
Or do they
Mm.
look like skunks?
They're
Yeah, but
black and white.
yeah, but they don't give off a smell like a skunk would.
Oh,
You
see,
know.
we don't have red pandas.
Mm.
Do
No,
you?
no, we don't have pandas.
You're thinking of a Cotswold Wildlife Park now.
yeah, I
aren't
am.
you? You know, yeah, that's the only place in the Cotswolds I think you'll find.
So we
those.
found a panda in the garden once
What?
when we were digging. We were doing some gardening work, and there was a hole, and I was kind of pulling up weeds and moving stuff, and I thought, "Oh, what's that there?" And it was this tiny, tiny badger curled up in a curled up in this hole. So we pulled it out
Oh my God.
and wrapped it up in a blanket and phoned the local wildlife centre, and they sent someone along to come and collect it because they said it would obviously been walking along with its mother at night. and-
Aw.
Hold on,
got
badger.
lost.
You're talking about a badger here.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
thought you said panda.
I think you said
Oh,
panda.
did I? Oh,
Yeah. And I was like, ha ha, where's the joke?
Yeah, yeah. I remember
oh,
this.
my God. How
this
big was it?
it was tiny. It was about
Yeah,
that
this was a
big.
couple of years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it? So, yeah.
yeah. So he
Could,
said
could
they.
you see his face?
Yeah.
Aw. Was he scared?
Um. Probably
Was he
they
tiny?
don't really show their emotions, do they?
Mm.
It
Yeah,
was tiny.
yeah. But it had big claws for hands.
Aw.
So yeah, so that he came and took it off.
Did you put him in a box or like in a blanket? or-
We wrapped it up in a blanket, and then the guy came along and put it in a cage in the back of his car and took it off.
And this is like a wildlife.
Yeah, yeah.
Place.
So it was. He said they had lots of baby. I was going to say panda again then.
Yeah.
Lots of baby badgers. So he'd be fine. He'd grow up with them, and then they'd release them back into the wild.
Do you, like, how often does something like that happen where you have to call wildlife to come in?
So what else did we have? We had a buzzard, and we found that trying to fly around the field one day.
Mm.
Hmm.
This is going back about 3 or 4 years ago now, and we could see it was struggling. And there was something wrong with it, so we managed to catch it, and we took it to
How did you catch?
threw a blanket over it.
Okay.
So we took it to the bird of prey centre in a village called Newent,
Oh, wow.
which is near the Forest of Dean, and it had an
that's quite a
abscess.
ways from you.
Yeah, it had an abscess in its throat, and that was stopping it from eating, so it was hungry.
Oh.
So they tried operating on it, but it died.
Mm.
So yeah, it was a bit sad.
Yeah,
Mm.
but still, that was so great that you did that.
Yeah, well,
Were you the one who picked
Yeah.
that bird up?
Yeah.
So you just gently picked him up and then
yeah,
what
wrapped it in a blanket.
you put him in a box?
So Jessica and I took it over. So she carried it. I think she carried it, or maybe I did. I don't know. One of us
Oh.
drove. I can't
Okay.
remember.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Mm. So there's more dangerous sort of animals here in California.
Mm.
So-
Bears.
Bears,
Well, yeah, okay. I'm thinking
mountain lions,
Mountain
No.
lions.
black,
Rattlesnakes.
black widow spiders.
black widow spiders.
Oof.
Are they around here?
Well, Yona used to walk around here with a lighter burning underneath all the ledges of windows and under chairs. And I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm killing black widow spider eggs.
Mm.
And that would be literally
Well, how
here.
would you even know what to look for?
Well, I guess if you're some kind of expert in this, then,
I have never heard of that.
but you get tarantulas here. You get something called recluse spiders as well.
What
The
do they look
Chilean-
like?
I don't know. The Chilean recluse spider.
Ugh.
As usual, I read it on Google earlier. And they're all kind of venomous
A
and
Chilean
bite.
recluse spider.
Yeah.
So why has it come up to California then?
It's too chilly, I guess, or
Wait,
something like that.
do you
Yeah.
have chinchillas?
No.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
cute.
I noticed when we were in Scotland, they had llamas up there, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, whether or not they were, I don't know if they were kind of wild or not.
No.
So, but England, but returning to bears though, you used to have bears in England, didn't you?
Yeah.
Back in the sort of medieval times, and wolves as well.
Yeah.
So,
And what happened?
yeah, I don't know.
Just hunted until they became extinct.
Weren't they thinking of reintroducing a wolf up in
Yes.
somewhere?
Yeah. Up in Scotland.
They should do that. Why haven't they done
For what
that?
purpose? Do we know?
I don't know. Just reintroducing indigenous animals,
Yeah.
maybe. Or they
Yeah.
want to kill a few people off up there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know that the palm tree is not indigenous to California or to LA or something?
I did know that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So when you want a palm tree, you have to bring it in from where?
Florida, maybe?
Why, are they indigenous to
No.
Florida?
I don't know. I remember seeing a couple in Cornwall once.
And they had a palm tree?
They were kind of very pathetic and small looking, but it was a palm tree.
Huh.
In fact, I had a friend in England who had a banana tree in their front garden as well. And that was a bit sort of pathetic looking as
Did it
well.
grow bananas?
Very small ones that you wouldn't actually want to eat, but it was trying.
Well, there's lots of different types of bananas, though, isn't there? So,
In fact, we're going on to plants now. I mean, that's a whole different area of plants that are common.
Oh, I still
Yeah.
have those seeds that I got at the Jubilee.
Uh,
How come I can't bring them, into the country?
You didn't?
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
No.
No, I saw them.
I gave them
thought,
to you.
yeah,
But why can't I bring these seeds into?
I don't know. I know when you fill out the sort of customs forms and things, they say
No food.
no cheese,
no dairy, no meat.
none of that. Yeah, I remember when you had the seeds, and I basically got them out of the suitcase and said, no, we're not taking those. So,
Well, the thing is, you could bring them over and plant them, and then they might you might have a species here
Right.
that's very similar, but the species that you've brought over could take over.
How
likely is that?
Quite likely.
actually, that reminds me.
Like going back to the red squirrels and grey squirrels.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, okay, I'm only going to tell half of the story now because I can't remember the full story. But when we went to the safari park, you were with us, Sarah, a couple of years ago. Do you remember we were on the guided coach tour, and then there was this hill on the far end, and it was covered, I think, in like red flowers or something. And I remember the person on the bus telling us that those were actually not meant to be there, but they'd been dropped or something by birds or something. The seeds had been brought over from Central America or somewhere, and it wasn't actually part of this.
No, that's interesting. When we went to the Canary Islands, it's close to the north coast of Africa, and a lot of the vegetation there is where it's been blown across in when they have sandstorms and things like that. So, and then it's taken root and grown, so it's not indigenous to that island.
Wow, that's interesting.
I'll tell you, talking of, I'll tell you one thing I really miss that you see in England is, and you see at Putlow House in the countryside, is the birds migrating. Is it the swallows?
We should watch that documentary.
And there will be like thousands of them up in the air, and they're all flying in formation.
That's really cool.
And you see them come from a distance, kind of come over and do loops and go off, and it's just amazing. And I remember growing up out in the countryside, and you'd look at them and just pretty much just take it for granted. I mean, it was amazing, but you'd be like, oh yeah. But then you come somewhere like here, and you just think you just don't see that.
Yeah, I see it sometimes in Huntington Beach.
Do you?
Quite a bit, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
That many birds?
Not thousands, but a lot, because there's the wetlands are there, and there's a lot of birds there.
Yeah, I don't think well, I'm maybe not talking about the same thing here, because maybe.
Wait, how many birds are you talking about?
Thousands of birds.
Oh no, I've
migrating.
never seen that.
And it's all the
like
same
a
bird.
black cloud kind of moving like that.
Wow.
It's like some effect you'll see in
wow,
in a
I have
movie.
never seen that.
Yeah.
We should watch the documentary Migration.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, we should see that. It's so good. It's about birds.
Okay.
I think we should see that. I saw it.
Okay. Pub quiz question for you, because
Okay.
I know you like.
Do you like a pub quiz?
Okay, what's the biggest? Don't answer, because I discussed this with you
There's
earlier.
no
Oh, yeah,
pressure.
yeah,
no
yeah.
pressure.
What's the biggest animal you can see on land in California?
In California?
Yeah.
But okay. So one that's not in a zoo.
Yeah, wild,
Okay.
wildlife.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know. I know you know.
A bear?
No, that's a good answer, though.
Ding.
No. Do you want another
Okay.
guess?
You get another guess.
What's bigger than a bear?
It's hard to believe.
Elk? Something like that.
Do you know what? That's a really good guess, actually. But no, that's not the
Okay.
answer. But elks are actually bigger than bears, based on this thing I was looking at. Go on.
Elephant, seal.
It's not on land though, is it?
Well, they are, because they
They
come
are.
up to.
Mm,
It's an ant.
They are.
They
They're
call
on
it.
land.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But
No, they
you saw that beach on
I
the
did.
coast.
they
that's
like to like
San Simeon, and that's
Yeah.
where they go. These elephant seals.
yeah.
But get this, the male elephant seal can grow to 16 feet long and weigh 8,000
I
pounds.
believe it. They're like big slugs, aren't
Which
they?
is insane.
Oh,
That's just insane. But anyway, it's considered, because they go on land, they're considered the
not
biggest animal
slugs.
you can see.
But I get your
So,
point
I bet you don't
because I
see.
saw one today, this morning
Over at the marina.
in the marina.
Yeah,
I
we
saw
heard
a
it the other
seal.
night, didn't we? Last night.
Yeah,
Well,
it was there. It's there.
It's probably the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
is
It's
it
probably the
one?
same one because
Yeah.
I looked and I thought I saw it move its head,
Mm.
and then I looked again and I was like, "Is that just trash, like a big trash bag?" But then it moved its head.
Yeah. No, it was having a good old sing-song last night.
No.
I'll tell you what we have actually in England on the similar kind of vibe, but you don't get here, is basking sharks.
Okay.
Can you remember those? Those are really big. They're almost kind of whale-sized sharks. They're harmless, and they just open their mouths and they just kind of
Scoop
float
up.
along the surface, scooping up
Oh.
all these sort of little things in the sea. I think
That's interesting.
wasn't there something going up the River Severn once? Was there like a lost shark or a basking shark
Yeah,
or something
that might have been
happened?
a long time ago. Yeah.
We're going back some years.
Yeah.
That would be
But they are coming closer because obviously climate change.
Hmm.
The waters around British Isles are getting a lot warmer. So
So
these sharks are coming closer.
Well, just the other day, and this will be another episode that we'll talk about at another time, but you had to answer a question and your answer was the Atlantic Ocean,
yeah,
because you said that's the warmer ocean. And
it is.
it's funny, being in England though, I just think of the Atlantic as being cold and grey and the Pacific being really romantic and far away, and Hawaii and,
Oh, well, I guess it depends where you are.
Yeah.
Because when you're in Miami or the Caribbean,
Yeah, that's true.
it's warm and it's just mellow.
Yeah.
And,
Mm.
Is that the Atlantic around the
Yeah.
Caribbean? I thought it was the
Yeah.
Gulf of America.
Gulf.
No. It's the Atlantic.
Do you know it actually says
Near-
Gulf of America if you go onto like
Oh,
Apple Maps or something?
It does?
It does. It's bizarre.
I was about to say you
Ah.
have that one wrong. Okay. So Loch Ness Monster
Yes. You
in
know-
Scotland.
yes. What about
So
it? Nessie.
that's
Nessie.
an animal that we don't have.
Yeah. Does it have a soul?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think inanimate things have souls.
Okay. Well, okay. That's a whole different area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Consciousness in inanimate
Yeah.
objects.
Like when I
So-
say inanimate things,
We need my dad on
mean,
here now.
I mean like Santa Claus.
Yeah. What?
What are you talking about?
Because Santa Claus exists. Like
In everyone, so
Have you
he's
been putting whiskey in your coffee?
in everyone's imagination.
Yeah.
So we
In
give him soul.
consciousness.
We give things like that soul, don't
no,
we?
we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Mm.
There is enough people who believe in Santa Claus that I bet you could tap into having a conversation with Santa Claus.
Mm. Go on then, do it now.
Well,
Go on.
She needs a quiet
well,
space.
it's not quite December yet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what we'll do, we'll figure out how to do this, and then we'll film
back.
you
Yeah.
tapping in
Okay.
to remember that. I won't say her name, but remember that woman I knew who tapped into Jim Henson once.
Yeah.
He's the guy from the
The Muppets.
yeah.
Have they all got souls as well? Big Bird.
And he told her from the other side that he never loved his wife, and he was always in love with her. So
Okay.
Had she ever met him?
no, I don't think so.
So random.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I don't think so.
But-
No.
Kermit
No.
and Miss Piggy will be pleased then to know that they're real.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, as you can see, this conversation is, as normal, descending into chaos. So we should probably just think about
How do we
wrapping
wrap it up?
Well, I mean,
What's better?
We're running out of time, because I wanted to mention that Sarah as well is kind of because obviously we just love talking about the housing situation here in Venice. And yeah,
The
okay.
unhoused.
Bring
It's
on
all
a
right,
big
it's all right.
downer.
We'll have her on again. But you have a background in social housing in
We need your
Yeah.
help.
But what I wanted to say was, I think the homeless situation in England is getting actually a lot worse than it ever was,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Why?
Talking of the wildlife.
Why?
Well, because you just see them around. When I was a kid, you would never see homeless people
why
around. So
is
it's
it
not
getting-
exclusive to Venice.
Is it getting worse because there's less housing? Or is it getting worse because there's less mental health institutions?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
So funding is being cut left, right, and centre.
Oh, ours is just being
Mm.
stolen left, right, and center.
There's not enough supported accommodation for people with mental health needs.
Mhm.
There's not enough housing anyway for regular families. Sole occupants, yes. I think they're probably building more properties for single households. When actually they need more properties for families. So therefore they're cramming those families into single occupation properties. Hotels are being taken over by asylum seekers because they keep coming over on the boats. We've got nowhere to put them. And yeah, supported accommodation is just being cut left, right, and centre and lots of councils are actually being bankrupted because all of their budget is going on homeless people and housing people in hotels because of the lack of property. So it's just a vicious circle. So therefore you're seeing more people living on the streets, and we still call them homeless people in England. We don't call them unhoused.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when you come to Venice, like right now, for example.
I think actually it looks to me like it's not as bad as it has been previously.
That's because it's swept under another rug.
Because
It's just on another street. It's bad.
Yeah, because every time I go back to England, I think it looks worse than it did before. So
I mean, it's not as bad as it was during COVID, because during COVID it was more visible. You know, there was a law here that you could not move the tent. It was like people were protected, and your tent could be anywhere. It could be in front of a school. It could be anywhere, really. Now that's not allowed. We have a lot of space here. So I beg to differ. We have empty hotels that were supposed to be for homeless people, but instead they're empty because the people behind this homeless industrial complex, or whatever you want to call it, are just corrupt. And it's like, where did all the billions of dollars go? Why isn't that hotel a hotel? If it's not going to be it never should have been turned into a homeless shelter. It should have remained a hotel for the economy, and if you're not going to have wraparound services, then forget it. Why are you even having
So here in Venice, it's just like we're repeating ourselves and it's going around in circles. Did you find when you were working in this sector in England that you felt like you were actually getting anywhere or making progress?
Okay, so I worked with social housing tenants, I didn't actually work in the department that dealt with homeless people. So whilst I was sat on the outside and understanding some of it, I didn't have anything to do with it. I do know that when if it goes below a certain temperature in England, the homeless teams will go out on the streets and encourage those that are sleeping on the streets to come in to hostels and accommodation, because obviously they're running the risk of...
They won't do that here.
Freezing to death. Well, but you're not going to freeze to death here either.
Right. And again, that's why I think the problem in Venice and California in general, Southern California, is the way it is, because it's a warmer climate and it's easier for them to sleep outside at night, isn't it?
100%.
But 100%.
Absolutely.
No, it is getting worse in general in England. But again, a lot of that also, like, they're cutting mental health services. So, and a lot of people with mental health issues, they don't want to be inside. They want to be out in an open environment. And I think that's the same issue here.
Yeah, of course. You want to... Yeah. It's for, some people very claustrophobic.
Yeah, but that's not to say you can't still have support systems in place to help them.
Of course, I agree.
So 100%. Somewhere where they can go and wash, somewhere where they can get food, somewhere where they can get clean clothes.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to house them in a hotel.
Yeah.
Do you feel
I mean, the thing is that going back to the hotel, it could have worked, but because it did not have wraparound services, it didn't work because it turned into a drug den. And then now it sits empty, and it's been empty for the Jolly Roger, right? Is it the Jolly Roger? And it's one of those hotels. It just sits empty. And so it's really infuriating because someone could be living there. And, it's like, well, who's in charge? I don't know who's in charge.
Do you feel like you're on one of your Zoom calls back at work again now, talking to
this is the thing. I mean, over there you'd have people petitioning the housing committee and going along to the council.
They love a committee in England, don't they?
And saying what's going on. What are you doing to help these people? You'd have your local councillors out there finding out what needs to happen within the neighbourhood, and then saying, well, where's the budget for this? Where's it gone? What are we doing? How have we apportioned it?
Yeah.
So why have they not done that here? Or was it private funding?
I don't even know. All I know is there's a lot of committees here too. It's like, let's form a committee with taxpayer dollars to find out what happened to the taxpayers' dollar committee that was already trying to figure out the other committee with the other committee.
Yeah.
So let's get another committee. So that's why we like talking about animals.
Well,
that makes us happy.
Well, listen, okay, I'm going to conclude this now, but I've decided a couple of things. I think homeless problem just as bad in UK probably as it is here.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, you can list all the reasons, but it just comes down to the inequalities in wealth. As long as you've got 1% of the people with 50% of the money, then you're going to get these extremes, and that's going to be homeless. 2, animals have souls. And 3, I think California wildlife is better.
No, you're trying to get the last
English
word in there.
Wildlife. I do. We
didn't finish that debate.
So,
what, because black widow spiders trump everything?
I just think raccoons are really cute.
And possums are so cute.
Like I could kind of... Possums I could take or leave. I do always feel sorry, though, when I see a
Mean.
I do feel sorry for a possum, though. You look at it and they just always look a bit glum, don't they?
That's because you're judging it.
Yeah.
How would you like it if everyone judged you?
Do you think we should let our cat out more? I'm always letting it out. Sandra's always I'm not asking you. Sandra's always bringing it in. Aren't cats meant to run free and run wild?
Yeah. What are you protecting it from?
Coyotes and the random dogs that come into the yard.
Traffic. Yeah. Your kitty recently, rest in peace. So they say, but then at the same time, it's quality of life, surely, not quantity of life.
Well, then go jump off of a building.
Yeah. Weird tangent there. That's okay. It's all good. Right.
The question is, am I going to go on the hot air balloon?
Okay, so you've got the tie break. We have English wildlife is
Oh,
better
okay.
over here. California wildlife is better here. What do you think?
I think you can't pick.
You
It's
can't
like
choose.
saying which child do you love more?
Yeah, they're totally different.
They're
Yeah.
all amazing.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
all amazing.
All right. Well, listen, on that note,
Now you have me paranoid about black spiders. I'm
black
go
widow
get a
spiders.
lighter and I'll burn the
Well,
house
you know what?
down.
I gather these days they're not as lethal as they used to be in the old days.
Why?
I don't know. I think they have medicines now that you can take and maybe survive them or something like that.
Weird.
So,
I just don't want to get bit by a black widow.
Well, you've lived here this long and you haven't been.
Yeah.
So.
yeah, I think you'll
I'm
be
not
all right.
crazy about mosquitoes. Do you guys get mosquitoes?
Yes. I've
Yeah.
actually got a mosquito bite on my leg right now.
I think
Really?
I think mosquitoes are worse here, though.
No, it's horrible.
In fact, we have scorpions.
Here, they're worse.
I don't know. They're just horrible to me in general.
I don't like mosquitoes.
But you know what
Sorry.
the biggest killer of mosquitoes is?
Possum.
No, spiders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
don't kill the spiders.
They actually keep the
Okay.
population down.
I like spiders personally.
I never kill a spider.
I never kill a spider. Don't kill anything.
What about houseflies?
No.
Yeah.
Killer.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that note, should we say goodbye?
Flies
Yeah.
have souls.
Okay.
Just don't leave the door open. You should see him killing a fly. It's awful. With that spray. Drown. Just open the door and to try to get it out.
Yeah, but you know, when you're cooking and they kind of land on
Yeah.
the food,
Disgusting.
Well,
You know,
just shut the door.
and then you've got Alexander sort of going paranoid in the background, and I'm thinking it's just a fly. It's just a bloody fly. You know, but you know what? It has a soul.
Well,
Animals
hello.
have souls. Okay, well, on that note, let's just wave and say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.